Her 9000's game room.
Ashita no Joe, if I'm saying that right, is a boxing manga which came out in 1968 and was later turned into an anime series, then a movie, and obviously as I'm talking about it now in my series of SNES game reviews, it was turned into a SNES game. A translation of the title would be Tomorrow's Joe, but outside of Japan it's also referred to as Champion Joe, Rocky Joe, or even just Joe. The SNES game was developed by Wave Corp and published by K Amusement Leasing, two companies I have never even heard of. I tried to research Wave Corp and the information was almost non-existent. It looks like all they have made is Joe-based titles. K Amusement Leasing doesn't seem to be doing anything much past this game either. Still, let's not worry about that and let's just look at this game. It was a Japanese only release, so either you need a converter or a modified SNES to play it, or you need to be playing it on an emulator, or an EverDrive, or something on those lines. Basically the game is an arcade style boxing game. The game is 2D and is played from a side-on view. You can move backwards and forwards and you only actually use two buttons. One button punches, the other button makes you put up your guard. To be perfectly honest, it looks like a SNES game, a good quality SNES game even, with nice big sprites and great presentation, with this intro, a track sequences, full on manga, but it plays like a NES title. If you play the one player story mode, then you play the role of Joe Yabuki, the story's protagonist, but if you decide to play two player, then you both get to choose from a whole bunch of boxers. The whole having to be Joe thing doesn't bother me, as hey, let's face it, in Super Punch-Out you're always Mac. It works for a boxing game when the story is that kind of Rocky type setup, where you're the underdog going after the title. The game consists of 8 opponents which Joe must defeat one after another. Each one must be knocked out in the first round, or Joe will have to begin the fight again. Well, as long as you have the continues to do so, you only get 3. Apparently all these characters come from the manga, which I guess if you're a fan of that it would really help you eke a little more entertainment out of the game. The first 2 opponents are an absolute cakewalk, just keep punching before they punch and you'll walk them easily enough. But come the third opponent, boy does that difficulty curve aim itself straight towards the sky. Both you and your opponent can move left and right across the ring, but you're stuck on one plane, you can't step towards or away from the screen, with stepping back being your only escape option available at your disposal. So you punch, block and dodge each other until one of you knocks the other down 3 times. Most likely you'll enjoy this despite finding it limited when fighting the first 2 guys, but then you'll find that the third guy just seems to have a larger reach than you, and you'll wonder what strategies you could use against him. You'll think maybe I could circle him, or if I block he'll pause. Then you realise you can't circle, only move backwards and forwards, and if you block it still hurts you and it doesn't really help. I have found that with some effort you can make more progress. There is some variation in punches, there's a straight punch and an uppercut, but it very much does feel like a war of attrition. You're not going to be able to really dodge their moves and strike, you're going to get hit, and it's just if you can manage to hit them more and get them down before you get down. I really wanted to like this game. The game has excellent presentation, I love the big chunky sprites and the music, but it has this bare bones budget feeling. I spent $3.50 on the game, so I don't have a lot to moan about, but I wonder what it costs new, as basically if this cost the same as a genuine first party classic like Super Punch-Out or Mario World or anything, then if I'd brought this back in the day I'd have felt super robbed paying top dollar. Maybe, just maybe, the connection to the manga roped people in, as they were happy to be playing the role of one of their heroes, and that made them more forgiving of the game than I am. To be honest, I think I'm stuck reluctantly giving this game another 5 out of 10. Don't get me wrong, I really like some things about it, but then it commits some major sins in my opinion, and you could spend your money much more wisely. So, Tomorrow's Joe, it's probably one to miss. If you want your boxing on the SNES, I'd just stick to Punch-Out. Okay, that's Kerr 9000 signing off. Keep on gaming.